You ever try to have a serious conversation with someone and somehow it turns into you being the bad guy? Yeah, that's usually what defensive behavior looks like. Defensive behavior is something we all face. It happens when people try to protect themselves from feeling guilty or responsible. Instead of owning up to something, they start dodging, denying, or even attacking. And honestly, it can make you feel crazy. Let's talk about how to recognize it. Because once you can spot it, you can stop letting it drain your peace. First sign, they shift the focus back to you. You tell them, hey, what you say hurt me. And suddenly it's, well, you are not perfect either. Now you're defending yourself instead of solving the problem. Second, they make excuses instead of apologizing. You get something like, I was just tired, or you know how I get when I'm stressed. Sure, but being tired doesn't excuse being hurtful. Sometimes the most healing words are just, I'm sorry. Third, they ignore you. They check their phone, go quiet, or pretend they didn't hear you. That silence isn't peace, but avoidance. Fourth, they withdraw. You're trying to fix things and they shut down completely. You can feel the wall go up. And in that moment, you realize they are not listening anymore. They are protecting their ego. Fifth, they play the victim. You say, I feel disrespected. And suddenly it is, why are you always attacking me? Now you're comforting them when you were the one hurt. That's emotional gymnastics. Sixth, they get angry and attack you. They raise their voice, call you names, or say you're too sensitive. Anger becomes their shield, but it also blocks connection. Because, let's be honest, it's hard to feel heard when someone is yelling over you. Seventh, they dismiss your feelings. They say you are overreacting or it's not that serious. But when something hurts you, it matters. Dismissing it doesn't make it go away. It just buries it deeper. 8. They tell you how you should feel. You shouldn't be upset, they say. And you're like, wait, since when did my emotion come with instructions? Ninth, they bring up your past mistakes. You bring up something recent and suddenly you're hearing, well, remember last year when you did this? It's distraction, a way to avoid looking in the mirror. 10th, they accuse you of the same behavior. They say you do it too. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not. But right now, the focus isn't on keeping score. It's about taking responsibility. And finally, they refuse to resolve the issue. You try to talk and they say, let's just forget it. But peace without honesty isn't peace. It's pretending. So, how do you deal with someone like that? You stay calm. You speak with clarity. You use I statements like, I feel hot when this happens. Instead of, you always do this. You give them space if they need it. And if the pattern continues, you protect your peace. Because not every argument deserves your energy. Here's the truth. We've all been defensive at some point. We've all had moments where owning up felt too hard. But growth starts when we stop protecting our pride and start protecting our relationships. Accountability isn't about shame. It's about maturity. It's about saying, I was wrong. I'll do better next time. That's real strength. That's emotional intelligence. So the next time someone gets defensive, don't get pulled into the storm. Stand firm in your calm because your peace is worth more than their excuses.